I lost half of my body weight, but halfway through that journey, I hit a plateau that almost derailed my weight loss completely. Stick around to find out what I did, which is something you can do to kick your weight loss into high gear. Hey, PB with Jers. That's a weird thing to call you. I don't have a nickname for this community yet. Let me know down in the comments below if you think this community needs a nickname and if you've got a suggestion. I'm open. Or ignore this entirely. Let's start this over. Today, I'm gonna tell you how I went from looking like a potato to looking like a, I don't know, more slender potato, I guess. We're gonna talk about my weight loss journey and the plateau that almost stopped it in its tracks. And then how I overcame it doing something that all of you can do. But first, as I already mentioned, we've got a really awesome community here, so I want to give some shout outs to some people who have said hi in our comments down below. Carrie from Barrie, Heather from New Zealand, Danielle from California, Marla from North Dakota, Judy from Florida, and Karen from London. I'm going to assume you meant London, UK, not London, Ontario. If so, let me know and I apologize. If you want a shout out, all you have to do is say hello in the comments down below. Let us know where you're watching from the world and, anything else you want us to know. All right, now let me take you back. For those that are new to the channel, I went through a pretty significant weight loss journey where I lost half my body weight, 160 pounds. Essentially, I lost an entire person. I still don't know where he is, but he's not allowed back because that guy was an enabler. I still love him though. There's part of me that still loves him and I miss him a little bit. But halfway through that journey, everything just kind of grinded to a halt. It sort of felt like when you're on a roller coaster and you're going along and it's really, really fun and you're climbing up and you're climbing up and you're just waiting for that inevitable drop, but then nothing happened. I plateaued and I was terrified that that was the end of my weight loss journey and I hadn't even gotten close to where my goals were. So I got nerdy and did some research and that's when I discovered intermittent fasting. So a lot of people still don't actually understand what intermittent fasting is, so let me break it down in simplest terms. It's essentially breaking up your time, whether it's hours or days, and just creating periods where you do eat and you don't eat. And there are a lot of different options and variables, and we'll get into all of those in a little bit. And I know what you're thinking, keeping track of when you should be eating and not eating is probably just another one of those things that you don't want to have to deal with during your day. But you know what? There's a wonderful app that can help you with that, and it's called Fastic, and they are sponsoring this portion of the video. Fastic is an app that tracks your fasting window effortlessly, no matter which of the intermittent fasting windows or methods you're going to choose, and we're going to break those down really soon. But it does a lot more than that. It tracks the key stages of your journey, it helps you track your water intake, your activity output, and it also comes with a health chat that you can use to answer any of the questions you might have along the way. And Fastic Plus includes things like weekly challenges, a recipe book, as well as super valuable insights into your process. You can take the quiz in the link below to start your personal plan today, and it has a discount code of 50% off for Fastic Plus. Now, as I mentioned a minute ago, there are loads of different types of intermittent fasting, and we're gonna get into it in just a second. And there is one that will work for your lifestyle, I promise you. But I gotta say, check in with your medical gurus, diet ninjas, whatever you use, before you proceed with any of these. Safety first, kids. First up is the 16-8 method, also known as the Lean Gains Protocol. This was created by Swedish nutritionist Martin Birken, and this is actually the method that I used when I first started off intermittent fasting. It's pretty self-explanatory. It basically means that you fast for 16 hours of the day and you eat for the other 8 hours of the day. And realistically, you're probably sleeping for half of that fasting window, so it's not actually that challenging when you think about it in those terms. A lot of people might say that, well, you can eat whatever you want during that 8-hour window, but stick around for the do's and don'ts section because we're going to talk about that as well. In terms of when you start and stop that 16-hour window, that's really up to you and your schedule. You can customize this based on your needs. Me personally, I started fasting at 6 p.m. at night and started eating in at 10 a.m. the next morning because I like to have some form of a breakfast, and my kids were young enough that we could have an early dinner. The most typical method, I think, is the 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. feeding window. That sounds weird, but that's what people call it, your feeding window. And then you fast between the hours of 8 p.m. and noon the next day. So you skip out on breakfast, which I'm not a big fan of, but you do you. Next is the 5-2 method. You're gonna notice a lot of similarities between the numbering systems here, and they're pretty self-explanatory. So 5 basically means that you eat normally for 5 days of the week, and then 2 days of the week, consecutive days, you not completely fast, you don't have to eat nothing, but you bring your food intake down to like 500 or 600 calories a day. Next up is the eat, stop, eat method. This is similar to the 5-2 method, except you don't have to do things on consecutive days. Instead, the idea is basically eat normally for 2 to 3 days and then do a 24-hour window of mostly fasting, but you can have a little bit of some vegetables and fruit to keep you going. This one is a bit loosey-goosey, and you can do it on a whim as you want to do it. Alternate day fasting is a more extreme version of that, where literally every other day you are fasting. So you eat normally one day, and the next day you either fast completely or have a really low calorie intake. And then we have the warrior diet. So what that is essentially during the day you can have small amounts of fruits and vegetables to keep you going, and then you just have one big giant meal at dinner time. So you're keeping your eating window to like 2 to 4 hours maximum. Spontaneous meal skipping is for those people who want to feel a bit more rebellious and not feel like you have to stay to a strict schedule. It's kind of like intermittent fasting's laid back cousin. You just skip a meal whenever you feel like it and you're not hungry. And in fact, a lot of people would say it aligns with the values that people talk about when they're talking about intuitive eating. Listen to your body. If you're not that hungry, skip lunch, skip dinner, skip breakfast. Make it up in the next meal if you need to. And it's actually a pretty healthy way of looking at eating anyway, because you're listening to your body. Society has got us pretty ingrained into this 3-meal-a-day regime, but that's not necessarily best for every single person and everyone's metabolism. So, you do you. And last but not least, we get to the 12-hour fast. And this is actually what I do now that I have finished my weight loss journey and I'm now into maintenance mode. Basically, it's just you don't eat between dinner and breakfast. And it's usually 12 hours, but sometimes it's 14 hours. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit shorter. I don't really get too strict with myself because I know it's pretty consistent. What I really love about this method is that it stops me from snacking after dinner when I'm sitting down watching a movie or TV at night. I think we all get into those bad habits where we're consuming empty calories at the time of the day where we're less likely to burn them off. So that's the method for me for longevity that I'm gonna keep up probably for the rest of my life. It's kind of like giving your digestive system a good night's sleep. So there you have it, a buffet of intermittent fasting options. So now let's talk about the do's and don'ts of intermittent fasting. So first up are the do's. Do choose a method that suits you and your lifestyle. Find a fasting method that meets your lifestyle and goals. It's like picking the right workout playlist. You gotta match your rhythm. Stay hydrated, keep that water flowing, and make it healthy. Pick things like green tea, water, and black coffee. That's right, I'm hydrating right now with this wonderful PB with J mug that you can get along with shirts like this and blankets like this in our store in the description down below. Now back to the do's and don'ts. Eat nutrient-rich meals. When you have your feeding window, eat good stuff. Nutrient-rich meals with all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs. It will thank you. Listen to your body. Tune in, don't tune out. Listen to what your body's saying. And if you were having like crippling hunger issues during your fasting period, maybe adjust your schedule and try one of the other methods for a little bit. Plan balanced meals. Make sure you've got a really good balance of proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbs that are going to give you the energy that your body needs during this period. Gradually adjust. Don't feel like you have to do this all in one day. Take some time to adjust if your body requires that. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Make it your own. Be kind to you. Include physical activity. Don't just sit on your butt on your days you're eating less calories. Be careful, don't go crazy with your regular workouts if you're one of those workout warriors. At the very least, go for a nice long walk. But just move your body, even if it's just going around the house, doing housework and whatnot. Monitor your progress. Whether it's weight, energy, or just your general superhero vibes, keep track of everything you're going through and what you're feeling. In fact, the Fastic app is pretty much designed to help you with this. Get enough sleep. Sleep is actually like the secret sauce to the whole weight loss adventure. Sleep plays such a crucial role to your metabolism. Trust me, Those pounds will come off faster the more sleep you get, and the more your body just rejuvenates, takes a beat. Close your eyes, sleep. I, like so many people, need to get more sleep myself, so I'm gonna listen to my own advice. I'm actually considering doing a video all about sleep. If that's something that's interesting for you, let me know in the comments down below. That said, now let's move on to the don'ts list. Do not overindulge in unhealthy foods. There's a lot of people out there when they talk about intermittent fasting, they treat it like it's just a smorgasbord of literally whatever they want to eat during that window of eating. And I don't know, for me, I just think that's counterintuitive. If you're doing this because you're trying to help increase your health, why are you loading it with junk? My approach to this when I was losing the weight and doing intermittent fasting, especially at the 16-8 level, was always to just eat whole food, plant-based. It just kind of makes sense, right? Don't neglect your micronutrients. Everyone focuses on the proteins and the fats and the carbs, and I know I just said that a second ago, but you also got to look into all the other things that your body needs. So make sure that the foods you're picking have a balance of those as well. Don't overdo it on the caffeine. Look, I am a black coffee junkie, but I have broken it down to just one a day, and sometimes I'll kick a little green tea in the afternoon just for that little extra boost. But be careful and really listen to your body, because excess caffeine can lead to sleep issues and dehydration. Do not rush the process. Seriously, I've said this a few times in the video, but it's really, really important that you listen to your body's cues and adjust accordingly. Don't expect immediate results. Rome wasn't built in a day, neither is your epic new body gonna be. Don't ignore your hunger signals. Seriously, I kind of already said something like this, but if you're hungry, adjust. Figure it out. You don't have, just because you start with one method doesn't mean you have to keep up with it if it's not feeling right for you. This is not a competition with other people. It's a competition with you and your body and your health. So, work with it, not against it. Do not skip hydration. Again, we've mentioned hydration a few times, and there's a reason for that. So many people do not drink enough water during the day. Keep a water bottle by your side all the time, or you can put your water in a cup like this. Shameless plug! Do not forget fiber. Fiber is like the unsung hero. Your body will throw a party for it, and you are invited. Make sure that your meals include an adequate amount of fiber, because what it's going to do is it's going to support your digestive system, and it's also going to give you a feeling of fullness. It's also going to stop you from getting hangry, which is this guy's problem right here. Don't exert yourself during your workouts. It doesn't mean take the day off and just lay down on the couch, but take it slow. Adjust your workouts. I've already said something like this, but it's important, which is why I'm repeating it. Do not expect intermittent fasting to be a quick fix. It's not going to work overnight, okay? No diet or workout or exercise or weight loss regime should. Health is the journey, not a destination. And last but not least, do not ignore your own unique needs. What works for me, for a friend of yours, your neighbor, your cousin, your sister, your aunt, might not work for you and your specific unique dietary needs based on your own body. It's gonna work faster for some people, slower for some people. The reason I listed all those different methods, because not everything is right for every one person, but there's something in that buffet of options that will and can work for you. Just don't ignore your own lifestyle needs when considering intermittent fasting. So that's the skinny on intermittent fasting. Let me know in the comments down below if you've had any experience with intermittent fasting, which methods you've chosen, things that have worked for you, things that haven't worked for you, or if you're about to try this, which method you think will be best for you and why. Don't forget to take the Fastic quiz down below and hit that link for your 50% off of Fastic Plus. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? You've gotten this far in the video, do so right now, and YouTube wants you to watch this video next. I'm not even sure which one it is, because they change things up based on who you are, what you've already watched. If you're new here, this could be a review for a cookbook, this could be me and my kids doing silly things, this could be more informational videos like this. I don't even know, but click on it, because you're gonna like it. I hope. Bye.